papai. Filhão, tá matando tudo aí, cara.
Hello, my name is Bruno. This is my poker vlog, and actually I'm pretty excited for this session because it was my first session after coming back from Brazil. And by the way, that video you saw on the intro, I'm very proud about that because that was a house that we rented for a few days to spend with family members, to spend with my friends. And that was one of my poker goals from last year that I could accomplish. That was to pay for that house with my poker profits. So we go for the action. I decided to go for a different game this time. I went to a place called Texas Card House, basically to check the Wes game. If you don't know him, I'm gonna place a link here on the description about his vlog. He plays in Houston as well, and actually he's a very good vlogger, and you should definitely check it out. We're going to play the 5-5 game hosted by Wes. He's a very nice guy, by the way, good player, and much more beautiful in person than in the videos, okay? The first hand we have is Ace King. Effective stack is $1,000. I am on the cutoff. The straddle of $10 is on the bottom. Small blind raises to $35. Big blind called. Folds to me. A small blind, it's a player that we know, right? So he's a thinking player. He's definitely capable of bluffing, of playing a wide range here. And I saw him playing the 5-5, 5-10, and even the 10-25 many times. So he's a good player. The big blind, we don't know that guy. He's an old gentleman, and he folded most of the hands before this one, so we have no information about him. Of course, I'm raising Ace King in this spot. I raised to 135, both small blind and big blind called. The flop comes 10, deuce, 4, rainbow. Checks to me, it's a safe board to c-bet and take the pot down here. If I check in this spot, for sure, I'm saying I missed, and small blind that's a good player would probably lead on the turn, and I would have to give up. So I decided to continue. I think it's a good spot to keep betting as I 3-bet pre-flop. I c-bet to $225, and both of them fold. Of course, I tell them what I have.
Good bluff.
Aces.
Good bluff.
The very next hand I have is Ace Queen. The effective is $1,100. I am on the hijack. Folds to me, I open for $50. The button calls, small blind, 3-bets for $225. I talked to him to try to get some information.
Mr. Professional on the table. Not sure she should give up. Huh?
She used to, but
Oh my gosh, man, 225. No, it was good.
And he looks so comfortable. I think it's better to give up in this spot, especially as we are not very deep and we have no information about this opponent, and we decided to fold. Next hand I want to talk about, we have nines, pocket nines on the big blind. The under the gun is straddled for $20. Cutoff opens for 120 and I folded. What the f is this? I'm playing tight as f. I may have to change this channel to Poker Poodle. I really prefer information, and actually my cards, they do not matter a lot. I prefer to have information than to have good cards. So I think, joke aside, I think those were two good folds in the context, okay? Let's go to the next hand. I have King of Hearts, Jack of Clubs. Effective is $1,100. I am under the gun too. Under the gun opens for 35. I call. This hand, most of the times, I prefer to 3-bet, but under the gun is a tight guy. And in this case, I will try to take the pot post-flop, or maybe get lucky. It's a $35 with 1,100 effective. I am in position. I don't expect a 3-bet from anybody after me, so let's see the flop. The flop comes Queen of Spades, 3 of Diamonds, 10 of Diamonds. Beautiful flop for me. We flopped the open-ended straight draw. The under the gun checks and I check back. I could try to take the pot down here, but I would hate a check raise from this guy. I decided to check back and see if I could realize my equity with my hand. And the turn is a dream card, Ace of Diamonds. We got the straight. He bets $60. We call. The river is a brick. He bets $150 and I talk to him.
No, I looked at it clean, and then when I did the quick click of my cards, I had moved my hands. And I was like, oh,
You have the flush, boss?
yeah. I was like,
I don't think he's comfortable with the flush, and I raised to $400 for value, and he snap folded.
Raised over 400.
This hand I have 9-10 suited. The effective is $700. I'm coming back from the restroom and I posted the blinds. The bottom called the blinds, folds back to me and I add $50 on top. The bottom called, small blind called. The flop comes Jack, Deuce, 9. Small blind checks. Here I have medium pair, and with one guy behind to act, I decided to check. This guy, he's capable of raising me in this spot. He does not have that much left. So I would hate to see bet this guy and face on all in. The bottom also checked, and that was strange for me, especially in position. I am surprised he didn't try to take the pot down. The turn is a 4, and now we have a flush draw. After the check on the flop and another check from small blind, I think I can bet my second pair here and decided to bet 125 for value. The bottom calls, small blind raises to 325. Let's stop here. Small blind, he's a capable player. When I checked flop and bet turn, he may just assume I'm trying to steal the pot, and he may be just being fancy here. I don't think he has a jack, and I don't think he has jack 9. Maybe he has overcards, maybe a flush draw, maybe another pair. So I decided to call. I don't want to raise in this spot, as I still have the bottom to act behind us, and the bottom folded. The river is a king. He checked to me, and I decided to check back, hoping the 9 could be good. I don't want to bet here, as I would hate if he would check raise me again. So I checked, he showed sevens, pocket sevens, and we are good.
Thank you.
Up to this point, Wes has been folding a lot, what I didn't expect from him based on his vlogs. By the way, I'm not sure if you can hear, but the baby is crying. If you can hear, sorry about that. Nothing I can do having 2 kids at home, okay? Luca, you have to stop crying so Dad can record, okay? Now the shit will hit the fun. In this hand, I have 8-10 of suit. I am on the mid position, and folks, to me, I decided to open for $50. The bottom calls, Wes calls, another guy calls as well. We go 4 ways to see the flop. The flop comes 8 of spades, 3 of spades, 9 of diamonds. Checks to me. In this spot, 4 people in the pot. In this specific board, I will face a lot of resistance. There are flush draws out there. There are straight draws out there, overcards, and we could check this flop, but we are not doing this check thing. And with $200 on the pot, I bet 150. The bottom folds, Wes calls, and we are heads up. Turn is a king of diamonds. Wes checked, I bet $300. King is a good card for my range. I know Wes is very capable of putting me on a range here, and now I know that he knows that I have more kings than he does. He fucking calls. Now I think he may have a flush draw, a straight draw, 2 pair with 8-9 maybe. Who knows? The river is a deuce of diamonds. Wes checks. At this point, with all that money in the pot, I don't think I can make him to fold any better hands than my hand. So I think the best line is to check back. I check back, and he shows 7-10 of diamonds for the flush. Wait a minute. He called me on the flop with the fucking backdoor flush draw? Fuck it, man. I don't like you anymore. You guys responsible for my video, I want to remove any link for the Wes vlog now. Of course, I'm just joking, and I still love you, Wes. That was a good play, and I know you are trying to exploit me, huh? Next hand, I have 5-9 of diamonds. I am on the big blind. The hijack raises to $20. Wes on the bottom, 3 bets to $75. Let's think here a little bit. There is one player that I don't know. I have no position. There is Wes, that's a good player. What do you think I should do? Should I play this hand? It. Of course I'm going to play. It's time for my revenge. I call, the hijack calls, and let's see the flop. The flop comes 5 of hearts, queen of diamonds, 8 of clubs. I check, the hijack checks. Wes bet 125. Let me see what I have. I have a pair. I have a draw. No, but I have a backdoor, and my flush may come on the river. And I think I'm going to call. Yes, I feel good about the call, and I call. The turn, it's a 7 of diamonds. I checked Wes, and he checked back. The river is a deuce of diamonds. I knew it. I knew my flush was coming. I bet $350. It's a perfect spot for Wes to think I'm bluffing, and he calls and show to his vlog 7 deuce for 2 pair on the river, and we get our money back. And the last hand I want to talk about, I have ace king of suit. It's a big hand I'm going to play against Wes. I am on mid position. He straddled for $50 from under the gun. Folds to me, I just call. The reason for the call here, of course, I would open ace king in this spot, in any spot to be honest. But Wes, he's been straddling a lot of hands. And also, he's defending his straddle very often. So here I prefer to just call to let him raise, and then again he raised him again. And Wes raised to $300 on top, but that we expected, as I said before. There is 500 in the pot. I raised to $900 to put pressure. Ace King is a good enough hand to commit to the pot. Wes moved all in, and I have almost 1,300 on my stack, and I decided to call. The board runs King of Hearts, 3 of Spades, Queen of Clubs, 5 of Hearts, Ace of Diamonds. Wes shows Jacks, and we scooped a huge pot. What's nice about this video is that Wes actually he live streamed this game, and then I went to the video to check what the comments were about this hand. Let's see here. Let me watch some comments. This guy, I like this comment, and yes, baby, I will push people around. That's a compliment for me. Let's see if there is some more compliments for me. Let's see. You should not do this with people, man. You should never play with somebody else's feelings, okay? So after that comment, that's the last hand I want to talk about tonight. It was a good session for us. We got a nice profit. It was very nice to play with Wes. Thank you for the opportunity. And if you like this video, please subscribe and share with your friends. Thank you for the support, and see you in the next video.